Welcome back to Recap World, everyone. Do you remember that time your mom just didn't get it? Or when your teenager thought they knew everything? Well, buckle up, because back in 2003, we got a hilarious, heartfelt lesson in walking a mile in someone else's shoes. Or, their entire body. We're talking about the one and only Freaky Friday. The story begins centered around the Coleman family. You have Anna, the quintessential rock and roll loving teenager, perpetually at odds with her widowed, no-nonsense therapist mom, Tess. Their house wasn't just a home, it was a constant battleground of mismatched socks, loud guitar riffs, and conflicting life philosophies. Rounding out the crew were Anna's incredibly irritating younger brother Harry and their chill, supportive grandpa Alan. The core of their conflict? Tess was engaged to the wonderfully earnest Ryan Volvo, but Anna just couldn't stomach it. Her dad had passed away 3 years prior, and in her grief, Ryan felt like an intrusion, a replacement. On top of that, Anna's band Pink Slip was gearing up for a life-changing audition for the Wango Tango Showcase, a dream come true for her and her bandmates. The devastating problem, that audition inconveniently clashed with Tess and Ryan's wedding rehearsal. For Anna, it felt like her mom was deliberately trying to sabotage her dreams. The tension reached boiling point during a family dinner at Pepe's Chinese restaurant. Anna and Tess were locked in a classic mother-daughter spat, their voices rising with every frustrated word. Pepe's observant mother, overhearing their argument, stepped in with a seemingly innocent gift: fortune cookies. As Anna and Tess snapped them open and read their fortunes aloud simultaneously, a sudden, localized earthquake, felt only by them, mind you, shook the restaurant. Little did they know fate, or perhaps a bit of ancient magic, had just intervened. The next morning delivered the ultimate wake-up call. Anna stared into the mirror only to see her mother's face staring back. Tess, in turn, found herself looking out through her daughter's eyes. They had switched bodies! Cue the pandemonium. What followed was pure, unadulterated comedic chaos as they tried to navigate each other's lives. Tess, trapped in Anna's teenage body, was suddenly thrust back into the jungle of high school. She faced the torment of Mr. Bates, the English teacher, who, it turned out, held a long-standing grudge against Tess herself from their prom night years ago. But Tess, with her adult wit and authority, quickly put him in his place. She also got a first-hand sobering look at Anna's daily struggles, the relentless bullying from Stacy Hinkhouse, Anna's former best friend, and the surprisingly sweet charm of Jake, Anna's crush. Tess even found herself in detention, framed for cheating, and got an unexpected assist from Jake, which completely flipped her initial disapproval of him. Meanwhile, Anna, living life as her busy professional mother, was hilariously out of her depth. She tried to counsel Tess's unsuspecting patients, struggled to manage her mother's incredibly demanding schedule, and quickly realized that being a grown-up was infinitely more complex and stressful than she'd ever imagined. Adulting, as she discovered, was not all freedom and no curfews. She even had to improvise her way through a live TV interview about Tess's latest book, resulting in a mortifying but amusing monologue about aging. Desperate to reverse the switch, they returned to Pepe's. The wise Pepe revealed the ancient secret. Only an act of selfless love could break the spell and return them to their original bodies. This was going to be tough, given their history of bickering, but as they continued to inhabit each other's worlds, understanding slowly, grudgingly, began to dawn. Anna, seeing her little brother Harry through Tess's eyes during a parent-teacher conference, read a heartfelt essay he'd written about her, melting her cynical heart and prompting her to treat him with newfound kindness. Tess, witnessing Anna's genuine musical talent and seeing the challenges her daughter faced daily, realized she'd been far too dismissive of Anna's dreams. This newfound empathy led Tess to pull off a daring plan to get Anna to her Wango Tango audition, even if it meant Tess as Anna pretending to play guitar while Anna as Tess actually performed off stage. The ultimate moment of truth arrived at the wedding rehearsal dinner. Tess, still in Anna's body, whispered to her daughter, in Tess's body, to ask Ryan to postpone the wedding until they could switch back. But Anna, in an incredible, selfless act of maturity and love, chose a different path. Instead of focusing on her own desire to return to normal, she stood up and delivered a heartfelt toast, acknowledging Ryan's deep love for her mother and how much happiness he brought into Tess's life. And just like that, poof, a shimmering glow, a dizzying sensation, and they were miraculously back in their own bodies. The spell was broken. Tess and Ryan happily proceeded with their wedding. Tess, now seeing Jake through Anna's eyes, gave her blessing for them to date, and Pink Slip rocked the wedding reception, finally getting their moment in the spotlight. Peace, or at least a manageable level of chaos, was restored to the Coleman household, though not without one last close call when Harry and Alan started arguing. And Pipe's mother reached for those infamous fortune cookies again. So that's it, folks. Don't miss a beat. Mark your calendars and get ready for another dose of magic and mayhem. Freakier Friday is hitting cinemas soon. Will the Coleman family get mixed up again, or will someone else be having a truly freaky day? You'll have to watch to find out. Are you ready for the next body-swapping adventure?